What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. So like I said, it's finally time to wrap this harness up and make it look a little bit better because it is disgusting. I hate looking at it. It is awful. So we got the DEI Master Loom kit. So we're going to loom up this old harness, make it look pretty, and put it back on. But that's what today's video is going to be about, so let's get right into it. So as I've shown like a bunch of times now, that harness is gross. So I'll show you again just so you know. You can see there's exposed wires. It's all jumbled up back there. It's bad. It's real bad. So let me show you the kit I got. So this is the kit I got to loom it all up. So let's start unplugging. Well, I just burned the crap out of my hands, but we got it off. So it doesn't look so bad on the camera actually, but all this is, whoa, look at that. Yeah, not cool at all. So it comes with these tools to get, and then electrical tape, and then some kind of cloth tape, and it comes with a billion zip ties, and then all of the different size looms, and even some I threw down in there, and some instructions that don't really tell you anything. So that's really cool. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna rip off all of this harness or this old crap, and then we'll go from there. This is actually disgusting. That's horrible. Oh, that's, oof. There's like 30 years of dirt in there. So the first thing we're gonna do is start cleaning this harness with all the wires, see if there's any exposed wires we need to fix, and then cut off all the electrical tape that's like 5 billion years old. That's how we're gonna get this thing started. So I'm gonna get to it, I guess. A boring part of the video where I gotta work. So this is what it looks like. Maybe. Looks good. So we're gonna keep going on it. So I'm finding out this is gonna be one of those really long, tedious jobs that takes forever. And no one will really notice but me. So you see that wire? Right there, the white wire? It's all destroyed. All the way back to here somewhere. We're gonna replace that wire because that's just not good for anything. And it was kind of disintegrated when I put it back on the first time, and it wasn't that bad. But now that I took the electrical tape off of it, it is destroyed. So we're just gonna replace that white wire with some new white wire and plug it back into the thing. So it's not gonna be very hard. It's just something I'm gonna do because it's just too gross, and I don't want it, or it's not good for anything. So we're just gonna redo it. So yeah, that's one of the things we gotta do. But otherwise, all this stuff, it's all coming out good. It's all flexible and movable. So otherwise, it's coming out really well. All right, well, you remember that disgusting white wire that we had? Well, this is my new wire. I measured it out. I cut that right there. I cut it and made it just to fit. So now we're going to connect it and call it a day. Hopefully it all works together good, and yeah. Well, despite all of that suffering, it came out amazing. It looks like a brand new harness like that you buy from somebody. It looks great, and I was able to clean up all those disgusting wires that weren't doing so hot. So I mean, it was like a 2-for-1. We fixed stuff and we made it look pretty. So look at this. I mean, look at this. It looks like a brand new harness. All of it looks awesome. And the little zip ties they give you makes it just fit so well. I'm pumped about this. I mean, it looks like a brand new harness. Just so cool. I'm ecstatic. We're gonna start working on the engine bay and doing some of these harnesses now. I think the first one, because it's the easiest one, is the TFI module harness. So we're gonna do that first, and then maybe we'll work or go over to the main harness after that and see where we go. But slowly but surely, we're making progress. So I've come to a realization that this was a horrible decision to buy this. My OCD is kicking in full throttle, I should say. Full throttle, like, oh, every single wire is getting dealt with. every single wire. So let me show you what's going down. First off, we did that TFI wire, the distributor wire, and it came out really good, as you can tell. All the way back into there. So then, the salt and pepper shakers, I started going to town, ripping off all the old tape, and then I unhooked the main harness so I could start doing that too. So we're gonna get the salt and pepper shakers done, and then we're gonna do the main harness. And from there, whatever I can find, because I'm gonna be up all night. It's already like 10 o'clock. I'm just gonna keep going and going. This was not the plan. We're gonna do the main harness. I did the salt and pepper shakers. So salt and pepper shakers are done. And so now you see how dirty the main harness is. We're gonna clean it up and then wrap it, I guess. So we're gonna get right on into it. Like I said, I messed up and it's 12 a.m. now. We got a lot done. I will show you tomorrow, but I'm wrecked. As you can see, it's midnight and I didn't even know. I just got way too into it. It's really fun. I'm not gonna lie, this is like way too much fun right now. So we will continue this tomorrow and I will see you then. What's up, everybody? We are back. We broke off the other night, and let me show you what I got done, because we only have a little bit left to do, but yeah, we just got a little bit left to do, and then we're gonna tie everything up and try to organize all the wires a little bit better. So let me show you what's all done. All right, we're gonna start at this corner, and so all the wires, all the smog wires that got deleted, everything has been tied up and have been loomed in a certain way. I have the wires that come out of the firewall that go to the Mega Squirt. They're all loomed with the stuff, so you can see this one that goes to my, what does it go to? My MAC valve down there. That one's loomed up, and then the main harness is loomed. I think I showed you that earlier. And then what I did is I did shrink wrap, and I loomed up the, what's that called? The AC line. And so everything from here over is loomed, and the other side is where it gets intense. All right, so this hodgepodge of junk, I don't even know what to do with this. So it's hard to see in there, but there's just wires everywhere. So I did the best I could, and I loomed it up. As you can see, this is all loomed, all the the washer motor, AC wires loomed up, and then everything in here is loomed. My goodness, the coil, everything, literally everything. So you can see the harness that goes down there, and then all this stuff. So when it's cleaned up and I mount it, actually, you'll be able to see better. And then, yeah. So the last wire that we got to loom is this. So the rest of the headlight main harness, and it comes over and around in front of the radiator. We're gonna loom it with our 4-gauge alternator wire. So that's what we got left to do. So we're gonna get that done real quick, and then we're gonna start mounting. So you haven't been able to see it, but I've been working on this thing for like 2-3 days, like just coming in and messing, doing a little bit. There is so much looming. I never would have thought there was that many wires on this car. Well, I kind of did, but it's kicking my butt. Alright, so we got it all loomed up. Let me show you how this last part came out. So I just loomed it up, put it right back where it was, right next to the radiator, and it looks a lot better. Alright, so let's jump into hanging everything back up and getting everything plugged back in, because that's gonna be the hard part. And it's just gonna be the hard part. Let's get into it. So I'm finally done. It only took way too long. Like 3 days later. But so I didn't show you guys how to do this at all, so I thought I'd go over it on how I loomed all these wires. For the most part I did by hand, but DEI does give you a little tool to use it, so I'm going to show you how to use the tool real quick, and then I'll show you what I got done, because there's a lot. Okay, so we'll be demonstrating on my old positive wire. So the first thing is I did most of this by hand, which was just taking it and wrapping it around by hand and just going over everything and doing this number just over and over and over again because it was hard to get the tool anywhere. And then on the back, if you can see the loom, it's the split. I always made sure the split was going the same way all the way. So, but if you have the tool and there's space to use the tool, you get it, that's what it looks like, and you pop it on and then twist just so it doesn't fall off if you want to. You don't have to do that. And then you put just a tiny bit of loom on the wire. You put the split loom over this guy. And usually you put it over it best you can. All right, so we're back here. You can see why I didn't use this thing that much. But so it's on in the grooves on both sides, and then you're supposed to just be able to hold the end and then pull, and then it kind of does help to keep your thumb on it lightly and pull and loom, and then it's loomed and you're done. So it's easy just to pull it, and it probably takes less time, but the actual initial setup of it kind of takes a minute sometimes. So yeah, but I usually just did it by hand. It seemed to be easier, and plus in those hard to reach spots, it's actually a lot easier to loom it by hand. So the tool does work, but the wire has to be exposed and you have to have a lot of room for it, but it does work fast once you get it on there, but it does take some time to set up, but it's really not that hard at the end of the day. I like doing it by hand. Couldn't get that tool anywhere in the engine bay, so it worked by hand much better. So let me show you what I got done. It looked cleaner, at least. I'll just start from here and move over. So like you guys saw, I got this one done, this front main wire for the headlights and stuff, all that good stuff. And so it loomed down here, and then this is to my boost solenoid, and it comes back up and around. And then this. So it looks pretty ugly on here, not gonna lie, but it looks a lot better than it did. And really, there's just like 5 wires that come off of this thing, and so I just loomed them the best I could and tried to make it look pretty. And then the main harness, as you saw, came out really well. I didn't mount it all the way yet though, because this guy, when I do the injector harness, I don't know how I want to mount it yet, if I'm going to shift it back and forth, so I'm just leaving it loose just so I can get around it. As you can see, I got this loom too on the AC line. So continuing the main harness comes around to this, where I don't know what Ford was doing when they did this, but there's just weird wires, and I loomed all of them. Thank you very much. I did them all, but it was really hard and tedious, and they're all loomed, but there is no like orderly fashion to it, so it is what it is. And then I loomed this wire, these wires. One is to the hood latch, the other one I forgot, but I loomed it. And then these 2 harnesses that come down to your starter solenoid and all this good stuff down here, I got those done. So those wires that come from there, I loomed those guys up into the starter solenoid and all the stuff here. So the coil, the solenoid, everything, the relay down there, the PCM ground or ECU ground, and yeah, the forward gauge, power, everything here. I loomed it to the best of my abilities. It doesn't look pretty, that's why I gotta get the cover. Maybe at some point we'll do a wire tuck, because there are just a billion wires here and I don't know how to manage them. I tried, like I gave it a good like hour into it and I couldn't make a good way to do it. So, and then we got our negative cable loomed, then we got our positive cable and it is loomed. And so then, as you saw earlier, then we got this wire and it's all loomed up and ready to go. A couple other things I did is I relocated my throttle cable. It used to just sit right up on top, it'd be really ugly, but now I got it so it goes down and around and it works. So, I mean, it looks way better than it did, even though there's still all the chaos. So the injector harness is not going on, even though we put all this work into it, and actually this, I think, came out the best out of everything. We're not putting it on because we're gonna be switching out the injectors on the next video. So that's the next thing we're gonna do, is starting the fuel system. So injectors are getting swapped out, and then, you know, the whole 9 yards, and the world will be that much closer to be getting done. So a lot, even though it didn't look like it on video, I did so much, it was ridiculous. And if you're interested in the DEI Master Kit, I think it's a great value if you're trying to make your old car look nice. Or at least the wires with your old car look nice. It was awesome. So I'll link that in there. I'll link that and you guys can check it out on Amazon if you want to. But we are finally at the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so glad we got this done because this was horrendously long and hard, but we got it done, and that's all that matters. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in again, and it's time to get this thing done. We're making headway finally. I will see you guys on the next one.
All I got is questions. I ain't ever hold no answers. Bet you sick of hearing lessons from a dude who got no handle. Yeah, all I got is questions.